In 1776, America didn't just need a leader, it needed a miracle. And one man, flawed, uncertain, but extraordinary, would answer the call that would change history forever. What if I told you his story is even more incredible than you ever imagined? What if everything you think you know about George Washington is incomplete? The wooden teeth myth, the cherry tree story, the dollar bill portrait. But what about the real man? The warrior who faced death on the frontier? The leader who held an army together against all odds? The president who could have been king, but chose to walk away? This is the George Washington you've been waiting to meet. Right now, Pulitzer Prize finalist historian H.W. Brands has delivered what experts are calling the definitive biography of George Washington for our time. This isn't just another presidential biography. This is a masterwork that arrived exactly when we need it most. The reviews are in, and they're unanimous. Critics are saying Brands has solidified his standing as one of our nation's greatest historians. This is the one biography of Washington to read in America's 250th anniversary year. An immersive biography that reveals a Washington who manifested his own myth. Inside these 640 pages, you'll discover something extraordinary. Here's what makes American Patriarch different from every other Washington biography. H.W. Brands doesn't just tell you what Washington did. He shows you what Washington saw, heard, read, thought, and felt. You're not reading about history, you're experiencing it through Washington's eyes. Brands uses Washington's personal diaries, intimate letters never compiled this way before, speeches in his own words, and contemporary accounts from those who actually knew him. You're not getting facts and dates. You're getting the raw, unfiltered experience of the man who became America's indispensable leader. Before he was president, Washington was a survivor. Born in 1732, he wasn't born a legend, he became one. At age 22, he fought in the brutal French and Indian War. He survived ambushes, disease, and impossible odds. He watched his brother Lawrence die from tuberculosis. He inherited the Mount Vernon estate. The frontier nearly killed him multiple times. He made costly mistakes, but each setback forged the leader America would desperately need. Brands takes you deep into Washington's early years, the battles, the losses, the hard lessons that shaped his character. This wasn't a born hero. This was a man who chose to become one. Brands shows us Washington's evolution. He wasn't always the calm, dignified figure we see in portraits. He was ambitious. He was reckless. He made mistakes. He learned. And slowly, through trial and error, he became the man history would remember. Then came 1775. He was called to lead the Continental Army. He didn't seek power. Power sought him. He was asked to lead an army against the world's greatest empire, with soldiers who had no shoes, no supplies, and no hope. This was an impossible mission, and Washington knew it. But he said yes anyway. Imagine this. It's winter at Valley Forge. Your soldiers are starving. They're barefoot in the snow, leaving bloody footprints behind them. Desertion is rampant. 1 in 4 men won't survive the winter. The British are better equipped, better trained, better at everything. And you're the only thing standing between independence and total collapse. That was Washington's reality. And Brands makes you feel every moment. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He takes you into those freezing huts. He shows you the desperation, the suffering, and Washington's own anguish as he watched his men die. But he also shows you Washington's unwavering determination, the quality that would eventually turn defeat into victory. Brands brings to life an entire world of fascinating characters. You'll meet the Marquis de Lafayette, the French aristocrat who loved Washington like a father. You'll encounter Benedict Arnold, the brilliant general who became a traitor. You'll see Alexander Hamilton, the young, ambitious aide whose genius Washington recognized. You'll witness the complex relationship with Thomas Jefferson, both ally and rival. And you'll meet Baron von Steuben, the drill master who transformed a ragtag militia into a real army. These aren't just names in a history book. They're real people whose relationships with Washington shaped a nation. The book reveals Washington's personal side, his deep affection for Lafayette, whom he treated like a son, his complex relationship with Hamilton, brilliant but ambitious, his devotion to Martha, the strong wife who stood behind the leader. Brands shows us that Washington's greatness wasn't just military or political, it was deeply human. And then came the moment that defines Washington's greatness forever. In a world where dictators cling to power, where revolutions eat their children, Washington did the unthinkable. He gave up power. Voluntarily. Not once, but twice. After victory in the revolution, he could have seized control. After his presidency, he could have ruled for life. Instead, he went home. By walking away from power, Washington created the most radical idea in American government, that leaders serve the people, not rule them. Brands shows how Washington's presidency established the template for American leadership. From 1789 to 1797, as the first president of the United States, every decision was precedent-setting. Every action would be watched and remembered. He created the cabinet system. He established neutrality in foreign wars. He refused a third term, setting the standard that would last until FDR. Through it all, Washington maintained his dignity, his judgment, and his commitment to Republican government. He knew the world was watching, and he never disappointed. Whether you're a history buff, a leader looking for timeless wisdom, a student trying to understand America's origins, or just someone who loves a great story well told, this book is for you. Brands writes history like a novelist, but with the rigor of a scholar. Ready to meet the real George Washington? Click the link in the description or comment section below to get American Patriarch on Amazon right now. You can choose the hardcover for your library, the Kindle version for instant access, or the audiobook narrated by the incredible Robert Fass, over 23 hours of pure storytelling mastery. Use my affiliate link and you'll support this channel at no extra cost to you. If this video sparked your interest, please like, comment what fascinates you most about Washington. Subscribe for more book reviews and history content, and share with someone who loves American history. H.W. Brands reminds us that Washington wasn't born great. He became great through choices, difficult, costly, extraordinary choices. In our divided, uncertain times, Washington's story reminds us what's possible when character meets crisis, when duty trumps ambition, when one person's integrity can change the course of history. Don't just celebrate America's 250th anniversary. Understand it. Get American Patriarch today through the link below and discover the Washington history forgot, but America needs to remember. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.